Hey everybody, thank you for joining me today. I'm just going to be on here real quick, just giving my observation of a couple of things that I've experienced in the past week. We all know what's going on, different nations and different places around the world, so I'm not going to get into all that because I believe I talked about that on the previous video. But I took a trip recently and went to the airport so that I can catch my flight. And I'm all prepared with my dollar bills so that I can have extra spending cash on things, as I traveled or when I got to where I was going to. But lo and behold, airport doesn't take cash, American currency. Um, the lottery machine did take it. I went through and I looked at every machine in the airport here where I live locally and where I was transferring flights and at the final destination. And for most things, they did not take American currency. They didn't take dollar bills. But what they would accept was a card, like if you had a debit card or if you had a bank card or credit card or whatever, they would accept those things. But as far as $1 bill, $5 bill, $10 bill, $20 bill, coins, no, they didn't accept it. There was one machine that said that you can, had a note on it, you can put your dollar bills into it and you would receive a digital currency like a debit card or whatever. But everything seems to be heading in that direction of going digital, whether it be through the debit or credit cards, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. There was even like a currency exchange in the airport. So they're doing everything to usher in this new system and this new way of people paying for stuff. I noticed that. So that's something for people to consider, especially if you're going to travel. Don't fill your water with a bunch of dollars that you think you're going to be able to spend even in the airport on a sandwich or whatever, because it's not going to happen. They're going to want you to use a card or use some kind of digital currency. Number two, I went to the store today looking to see if I can gather up a few extra things because it's pretty evident that a new event is on the horizon. I mean, if we think back to when the previous events, plural, happened in 2019 and 2020, it started with one thing and then it became a kind of a conglomeration of things that happened all together. Think about that. What was happening then? How were things looking in the stores, etc.? How prepared are you for whatever's coming up? I'm just throwing that word out there. Prepare. Whether you do it or not, that's on you, but I'm just letting you know to prepare. So I thought I could always use, some extra kitty litter because as long as I have a cat, I'm going to need more kitty litter. And I already have purchased extra cat food, things like that. You got to take care of your pets just like you want to take care of yourself, whether you consider it a pet or a companion animal or whatever you call it. If you got a furry or feathered four-leg or two-leg friend or whatever, make sure you are providing what they need for not only today, but what is to come. So, got a large container of litter so that I have a backup and I'm not just running on the day by day waiting for the last kernel of litter to come out of the old container. It's always good to have a backup. But I went by it's kind of like a discount section in Target. And it's not the dollar section, but the prices are relatively lower and they're for things like traveling products like travel toothpaste and shampoos and liquids or whatever, and for smaller packages of cleaning supplies. And I found laundry detergent in the pods, which I like the pods because it's lighter and I don't have to carry a heavy jug around to do everything. And as long as you know how to use them properly in the machine, you're all right. And there were 9 pods in this package for $3.50. You know, you might do the math and say, hey, I could probably get a better deal if I just get the big container. Well, I already had the big container, and I'm not too keen on being wasteful and throwing that away and having extra plastic if I don't need to. I can just add this to this so that I keep using that big container. And since I bought 3 packages of these pods, that's like 27 pods for about $10. But this is name brand. If I wanted some knockoff or off brand, I could probably get more for about that price. But I do like the pleasant smell. It doesn't bother my skin, so on and so forth. I did get 3 of these packages, put it in my cart, along with, you know, had that in my basket, and I also had the kitty litter for the cat. But then I went over to the row where the packaged pods normally are kept, because this was like in a discount section where they just have these random small amounts of things. And you can also get things like this sometimes at the Dollar Tree or Dollar General, and you might be paying $2 for it or whatever. But $3.50, that's not that bad. So I went over to the other row. Sorry, there's like ice cream trucks and everything going by, and you're probably hearing that, so I apologize. I went over to the other row and I looked where they had the dish detergent and the laundry detergent and everything, and it's all locked down. Like literally, everything's in a glass case, locked down. You have to find somebody to unlock it for you. And as far, well, for the one side with the dish detergent, other side with the laundry detergent, not only was it locked down, there's this little thing on the glass that says if you want that case to open, you had to put your hand under that. I don't know where that's coming from, but I'm satisfied with the 3 packages of this that I was able to get, because that meets my need, and I can go ahead and refill my container. Now this brand of the pods were on a high shelf, but not locked up. But everything else was locked up. 7th generation stuff was locked up. Just everything. So I don't know if that's a new thing. You know, people are really interested in walking off with laundry detergent, or I don't know what's going on with that. Cleaning supplies. I know last summer, I believe it was, they started locking up toothpaste and mouthwash and those kinds of things have been locked up for a while. So I just see this trend of things changing where a lot of those things that are everyday needs are not as easily accessible unless you find someone in the store to unlock it, or you put your hand under the little thing. Like I said, I don't know what that's all about, but I wasn't sticking my hand under there. I just got these because it meets my need, and they were accessible, because accessibility is important to me. So just wanted to throw that out there. Look at what's on the horizon. I don't see a lot of staff working in these different stores that I'm going to now. There's some, but just like even at the airport, when I'm walking around and I'm looking and everything takes a card or a chip or whatever, there's one person standing over in that general area that has on the uniform that I presume was a staff, but it's more like they're there to make sure people aren't just walking off with stuff, because there was no cash register. There was no way to accept cash. And there was a sign saying must pay with a card or some kind of chipped product. So You pick what you want, you self-pay, and you leave. And it's like they're taking away the need for human interaction at these places. That's the best way I can think to explain it. I don't understand why, but that's what I see. And I prefer the human interaction. So even if I only have 2 or 3 things, rather than going through the self checkout, if at all possible, I prefer to go in the line where there's a real person that I can have a human interaction with, because everybody needs a job. Really, come on. And people need interaction. And it's helpful to me to have someone not only ring these things through, but like if you have a gift card or one of these chipped cards, um, they can help if you're not sure how to use it in the machine. I still value the dollar, but it looks like it's going away pretty quickly. So I hope people are starting to have a plan B on how things are paid for and taken care of. You know, a lot of things are going where they just automatically take that pay out of your account, or you're using a debit card or Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express, whatever. Um, there's a lot of changes. And I hope other people are actually seeing this too and preparing for what is to come. I know I've been saying prepare for years, but seriously, I've noticed some things that make me stop and think. How prepared are we all really? And will the next event be one that will keep us confined for a longer period of time? What expectations are there going to be on the general population? How will we be able to continue to touch lives and meet with people, do our jobs, or whatever it may be? How are we going to be able to do that? Hope you're thinking about that. Thanks for taking the time to listen to my little rant. I hope that you found some of this information helpful, especially if you plan on traveling anytime soon, or if you are in need of personal supplies and things and you don't have your stuff together at home. I highly encourage you to get stuff together. Get an extra bag or two of beans, dried beans, or if you don't like working with dried beans, you can get canned beans, but the dried they can stretch a lot farther as long as you're not using them all at once. Um, get that extra coffee if you need to. If somebody gives you a gift card, then use that gift card to be prepared for whatever's coming up. That would be my suggestion. You can blow your money if you want to, but I just think that would be something that would be helpful. Have all your ducks in a row, because I feel like it's right around the corner, like within the next few weeks. But you take care, and I look forward to talking to you again soon.